Peasant Productions presents the Math of ESP, why it works even if you don't believe in it. Okay, let's go ahead and put our space products back up here for a few minutes. The nuke engine, nuclear reactor engines, or not engines, but the power plants. As I said, these things have been developed for satellite use in numerous countries for 50 years. Okay, so you know, it's not like it's new technology. It's not like it's hard to find. It's not like any one company or any one place has all the data or all of what you need to know or find. So if the internet goes down, yeah, there's a lot of places you can do this still, and the possibilities do exist. The thing is you know, you got this, I put out this list of stuff here, and you know, I'm talking about this obviously on my big space station routine. Well, you have to understand, first of all, folks, that you know, because you're going to have, just like I say, with this creation of this, you know, Linux internet system, that you know, where literally you just dump in information, nobody erases anything. I don't care if it's fake. Let somebody be smart enough to realize that, you know, the Earth can't be flat because there are way too many problems with having. I mean, this doesn't. See, it doesn't stay up there by itself. Flat Earth people, your flat Earth doesn't exist because your flat Earth has no support under it. There's no science behind how it could exist. The idea is that you learn to think, folks. Okay, stop and look at the logic. I just put up a thing on Quora. It's called. Let's see. The question is, what experiment can you do for under $10,000 to absolutely prove that flat Earth is false? And I put up, just go buy a camera and an interval timer, and you know, here's how you shoot star trails, and you can do this. You put all this stuff together. You can be the one that actually, you know, downloads the free trial of Photoshop. You walk in. It's a real simple thing of hitting, you know, stacked in there, and you choose all the files that you shot for the photos. Photoshop stacks them, then you go in and you select the blending mode called addition, and all the bright little lights will all line up for you. It's that hard to do, okay? It's that hard to do. You got to buy a camera that's probably in about the $300 range, so you can set stuff up and hook up an interval timer to it and have it be open for, like, you know, 20-second exposures. The digital pad gets hot otherwise. In the old days, we opened up the lens of the camera and we just left the camera sitting there because it was film and there was nothing getting hot. Freezing cold, maybe. Hot, you know, well, if the location was hot, that'd be a different story. But at night, you know, temperatures usually drop a little bit. There's all this stuff out there. There's all this data. There's all these possibilities, okay, that can make these shuttles, that can make this stuff happen. Like I said, the absolute lunacy, okay, the way advertised, or a meme I saw called, you know, saying that only 5% of all plastics produced to date have been recycled, which means there's an awful lot of plastic trash out there. Walk down any beach all over the world and you find plastic. They found it in the Arctic. They've got pictures now they're showing of lion cubs and polar bears playing with plastic bags. How disgusting. Sea turtles are dying by the thousands because they think they're jellyfish. You know, so you got plenty of resources to build these shuttles. You've got millions of tons of this radioactive waste all over, that somebody with all these nice military refineries for making atomic bombs to make certain we can blow the snot out of somebody. Doesn't make any logical sense anymore. Your planet will be dead in a few years. these people can be turning out uranium, this process to be used to make these shuttles, and literally, yes, we can be making, 1,000 shuttles a month, and they're going up. You got 1,000 shuttles, like I said, what's wrong with taking 100 or 200 or 300 of them and putting them around the planet, parked in a geosynchronous orbit, or semi-geosynchronous even, and beaming down a satellite image. You got, in the 1970s and 1980s, a satellite phone was no bigger than a itty-bitty little carry-on suitcase briefcase. A big, a good-sized business executive lawyer briefcase could hold a satellite phone. Yeah. So you want to tell me that we don't have people out there that can make a satellite link internet system that's in a laptop? Yeah. Telephone wire to get your DSL and a telephone signal going up to a satellite. I don't see the difference, folks. Unless, of course, you want to control people and you want people to believe that there's nothing but working and slaving for the elite rich. Also, with, like I said, with thousands of these going up, go park 10 or 15 of them on different locations on the moon. Like I said, if anybody's going to do anything, I'm jumping right up top here. I'm making claim to the North and South Poles, because those are the two places that are not ever really drastically affected by anything other than a full eclipse. And the rest of the time you have your 100% nighttime and your 100% daytime, and you got your hot and your cold, you got your solar, you got your refrigeration, everything's right there. But it's 100% terminus around the moon. There's plenty of land there for everybody to get up there and start building some rescue centers, And with 1,000 nuclear power plants that are going to be able to put out, say, 5,000 kilowatt to maybe, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody using modern technology could get maybe a 50,000 kilowatt, that runs a shuttle. It's got to be big enough for the shuttle. And think of all those batteries a shuttle carries. Yeah, they what do they do when they turn off the engine? Yeah, they run on batteries for the next few days. Lots of batteries. You take those out, throw them out. You put a nice big storage area in there for stuff. And you got your nuke engine that produces much more power continuously with almost no failure rate for years in some of these satellites that have been up there and been running for 30, 40 years. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? There is so much logic in what I am putting forward to you, because it is simply look at history. See, we're not sitting here and trying to argue 100,000 years climate change. No, we are arguing, can we take these things, make lifeboats out of them, get ourselves the butt up into space where we know we can do things, especially clean air, clean water, fruits and vegetables. You got extreme temperatures. By the way, I made a note to myself here. It's quite hilarious, but you can go online, take a look at the SO2 output areas around the planet in real time, okay? And the areas like Midwest to East Coast United States, Europe, Asia, India, Bangladesh to Pakistan, subcontinent area there. They have the highest concentrations of SO2 output constantly going on. They are also the ones that have the most extreme weather radical systems going on right now. They have the most flooding, they have the most severe winter type stuff. Yeah, everything that SO2 would do, literally visually in front of you is there, and those same places are the ones that are having your absolute worst problems, where all of their infrastructure is failing and you've got absolutely no place to go. And of course, what's happening is happening worldwide. It's not just that. It's also the droughts and the fires, it's the whole thing going on. That's why I say you might want to start thinking about what's happening. You might want to realize this. You know, the nuke engine can definitely be created in mass amount of quantity in fairly short periods of time. There's satellite stuff. You know, you're putting these into ships, or you can do them in several different countries because you got nuclear reactor facilities in many countries. So every one of those countries has dumps. Think about that. Every last one. If nothing else, they got cooling pools where they're sitting there. Most of your cooling pools by 2003, 2005, you were at 400% capacity. That's why Fukushima was such a problem. It wasn't just the reactors, folks. It was the fact that the cooling ponds, which were at the top of those buildings, 3 of those buildings collapsed and smashed. All four of those cooling towers basically were destroyed. I'm sorry, not destroyed. All 4 of the cooling ponds were basically destroyed, and as far as I know, nobody has been able to get near that place. And there was, like I said, 300, 400% of capacity in those cooling ponds, which the cooling ponds generally hold as much radioactive material as used in the actual reactor times, say, 50 to 100, because they want to be able to drop these things in and let them sit and cool for years. Yeah. So anyway, think, folks, you know, survival is